All right, it's time to start talking about the progressions of GrindStyle calisthenics. In the previous videos, I talked about the routine format, how we have the 4 major phases of every workout to work on tension control, stability, your grind phase where you're working really hard, and then you have your hypertrophy phase. Now, during that grind phase, the exercise you're using has 6 major progressions to it, and you pick which level is appropriate for you. Now, before we jump into showing you how this works for your push chain today, I want to explain the approach that I'm using with this, because GrindStyle progressions are way different than any other progressions you usually find in the other bodyweight books, like Smart Bodyweight Training or Combat Conditioning. Because in the progressive calisthenics world, your ability to apply resistance to your muscles depends on your technical proficiency, stability, balance, mobility, all these things. And in a way, that's a great thing, because in calisthenics, you want to improve everything. However, what happens a lot of times is people who are new to exercise or new to calisthenics come to the table with low technical proficiency, and as a result, they don't have the ability to do the advanced versions, and therefore they can't put enough resistance on their muscles. They can't get enough of the stimulus to build muscle and strength. That's why you get a lot of people saying it's all about skill, it doesn't build muscle and strength. And that's what the progressions in GrindStyle are about, is low skill, high resistance. So these levels are about they do require skill, but it's not so much that you're going to be held back and you have to spend months or even years developing those skill aspects before you can finally start to work your muscles hard. So the first level in your push chain progression is the incline push-up. This is where you're leaning forward and you're doing push-ups off the straps, getting used to having a big range of motion. Hands all the way back, shoulders retracted, down away from the ears at the very bottom, and then you come all the way forward, protracting your shoulders towards the top, pressing away, and then coming back on down. And of course, every progression has micro progressions. So you can increase the resistance of incline push-ups by your angle to gravity, whereas you're more upright, it's easier, you're more down, it's harder. Level 2 is doing the push-ups on the grind straps with your completely prone. You're facing the floor, your handles are really close to the floor, your body's in alignment, and you're doing your push-ups. You may want to do this with your feet slightly elevated, not to make it a decline push-up, but because if your hands are already elevated a little bit because of the straps, you're a bit more of an incline than you normally would be with push-ups. Now, level 3 is one of the few isometrics we have in the GrindStyle progression series. That's upwards hold on the dips position for the grind straps. This is a valuable isometric that I recommend to a lot of folks if you have the stability and the control for it, and you can even use it as part of your shifting phase during your grind or shift work in the actual routine, because it's an isometric. Finish off in the grind phase with a set of the push-ups to get a good big range of motion in those push chain muscles. Level 4 is foot assisted dips. And this is where we're starting to really get a lot of mobility in the shoulder, a lot of stability and control in the upper body, but you're using your feet in order to remove some of the resistance, particularly as you're getting lower towards the bottom of the dip. Of course, you can micro adjust this one by how much pressure you're putting into the floor, where you have either both feet on the floor, you can have your toes on the floor, you can have one toe on the floor, or you can even have it in such a way that your handles are high enough so that you're only touching the floor at the bottom of the dip, so you're giving yourself a little bit of a boost upwards. The level 5 progression is simple enough. That is the simple full body dip on the grind straps, getting down low, bringing yourself all the way up in a very smooth, controlled motion, keeping the shoulders back at all times. Works your entire push chain extremely effectively and builds a lot of stability in your upper body at the same time. And then finally, level 6 of all the movement chains in the GrindStyle program is weighted dips, or loaded as I like to say, because all bodyweight exercise is weighted, your weight. But this is extra load, of course, using a dip belt. But the great thing about particularly doing it on the grind straps is, again, this is so much harder than normal dips on like solid bars, which are way easier. So you're not gonna need a lot of weight. Most people won't ever need weight for doing this, but when you do use weight, it's going to take like 10 pounds, 15 pounds or so. And this makes it a little bit more accessible for loaded style, as opposed to something you need a whole gym for, because you can have like a rope around your waist and load up like a sail bag with some heavy books, or find a rock that you can tie around your waist or something. Everyday objects are going to work great. You don't necessarily need kettlebell, dumbbell, or weight plates and a full gym full of equipment. So those are the 6 levels of progression in the GrindStyle program for your push chain. Tomorrow I'll be covering your pull chain, and then after that your squat chain as well. But if you want to learn more about the GrindStyle program, check out these videos here, and of course subscribe here for future videos and notifications, so that way you don't miss an episode as well. And if you like this video, give that sucker a big thumbs up down below and ask questions in the comments section. Thank you very much for watching. Be fit, live free.